Hello and welcome to the Creatively Challenged podcast, where we talk entertainment news and random topics we bring to this $34 card table. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Nolan, and I'm here with my friend Mike Stuglis. How are you doing today?
It's Wednesday. We usually record on Saturday.
That's right. I'm going to be out of town.
My aerodynamics are off.
Thanks.
Danny Stewart over there chuckling. How are you?
Someday, I'll be the most powerful Jedi ever. That is a feeling good, Ryan, because it's Hayden Christensen's 36th birthday, and I thought I'd throw out an Anakin Skywalker quote there.
Well done.
That's good. And so we're recording today on Wednesday, April 19th, because I'm going to be out of town this weekend. I'm going to a comic convention in Chicago for my birthday. It's going to be a great time, but unfortunately, we're not recording at our usual time.
We got to get your opinions on next week's podcast of what you saw on some of the cool shit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I could do a little story.
Or not, we don't have to do it.
Or we just fuck off or something. You know, fuck that idea.
Or
Let's
maybe
throw
just
it away.
forget what I care about. But because we're doing this in the middle of the week, there's not a whole lot of news. There is some things, but we're not going to drag it out. And so today we're doing something different. Today we're going to do completely fake news stories that we all wrote. And
Sad.
So,
Sad.
It's not that kind of fake news you're seeing in the media, but they're just kind of parody stories like The Onion, if you've ever checked that out. And so just a forewarning before we go into the news, it's not real.
As offensive as this gets.
Oh
it's
my
not
God,
real.
yeah. This, don't go crying over to the safe space people and all that shit, because we don't care. We don't care.
No.
We're reading these fake news headlines because we're funny. And, I don't know. Let's,
So I say we each do our first one. Just go around
Okay.
the table.
Oh, yeah.
Who's gonna
And
start us
then,
off?
so we don't just both do it.
Ryan,
You want to start it, Dan?
no, not really.
All right, I'll start it.
Okay.
I'll
Mike,
start it. Notable method actor Daniel Day-Lewis has been cast in a biopic about Peter Dinklage, where he will be playing Peter Dinklage. And to get into the role, Daniel Day-Lewis will have each of his limbs half cut off. He will at the knees and at the elbows.
Incredible.
And they will then glue his cut off hands and feet back on, and he will perform the role close to nugget form.
Well, you take
What's your guys'
nugget form?
you take a dedicated actor like Daniel Day-Lewis, and I mean, no one's going to tell this guy no. And I'm really, you see someone like him who's really passionate and dedicated to the craft. God bless him. I think more power to him with this. I heard the working title for this was The Big Short. Is that what they were going with?
What did the what did the movie studio say when Daniel Day-Lewis said, like, "Hey, I'm going all in on this role and I'm gonna fucking cut my limbs
They
off"?
were happy because they knew they'd probably be getting an Oscar out of it.
Okay, yeah, that's
No announcements on who's directing or writing the script, but Daniel Day-Lewis in anything, I'm buying it. And
Okay.
and what better role for him to play than Peter Dinklage, who's just a marvel.
And when is this movie coming out?
I think it's slated 2019.
2019 it's
Okay.
slated. He's doing the procedure next year. No, in a couple months, and then they're going to shoot next year when he's fully recovered.
So wait,
and used to his new body.
This is a feature-length film. This isn't a short film. All right.
Those are my thoughts on the project. I think it's going to be I think they're going to hit a home run with this.
It's fantastic. I got our next piece of news here. Yeah. Warner Brothers announced yesterday that they're going to be headlining a Christopher Walken cinematic universe. And what they explained on this, the PR executives were saying they're going to establish a film series where all of the characters are played by Christopher Walken. So this is inspired by the great Eddie Murphy. We've all seen his classic films where he plays everyone. I think they're really going off. They're going to break ground on this. And Barry Zeal, the director of consumer products at Warner Brothers, had this to say: "We are excited to be working with Mr. Walken and are looking to tell stories that only he can tell. The film is slotted for release in this summer, actually. It's a rush release and is reportedly about Walken playing a young female Chinese immigrant who is thrusted into the world of figure skating. And I'm really excited to see Walken step into something outside of his comfort zone. God, for his age, to see him out on the ice, that's going to be something. What do you
Are
guys
they
think?
going to de-age him with technology?
No, it's all practical effects.
Jesus.
It's all practical effects. They've got some really good people on this. It's the same practical effects people from Star Trek Beyond.
I like that he's playing this this immigrant, but I'm excited to see him play the police officer going after the immigrant because she doesn't have her green card too. So you forgot about that piece of the story.
I am also excited to see him play Donald Trump later on in the film when he gets to deport the Christopher Walken figure skater.
Walken deporting himself.
Yeah, so it's an interesting film. I just kind of wonder how he finds the motivation to be the one who's being deported,
And getting into every
well
character.
as be the deportee. So this is I'm very excited for this. Christopher Walken is one of my all-time favorite actors, and to see him go through something like this at a late stage in his career, this could put him back on the Oscar spot.
Now remember, this is just one film. There's many more to come.
We
I
don't
can't
we don't
wait.
know the details yet. We don't know if it's connected.
So post-credit scene.
We might expect something like
Okay,
that.
all right.
Again,
If we're lucky enough.
Yeah, right.
Who's to say? But I mean, I'm really excited, and God, I mean, everyone's saying, "Oh, Christopher Walken's too old for this," but Jesus, I mean, this is a really youthful step in the right direction for him, and I applaud him. You know, what's our next story here?
Well, we're gonna dabble in and out here. Headed over to sports. So today, the New England Patriots, the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, visited President Donald Trump at the White House. A few players didn't show up, though. Tom Brady wasn't there. Aaron Hernandez wasn't there either.
Oh,
What? He wasn't there because he hasn't played for the Patriots in 4 years.
Show some respect, Aaron.
He hasn't played for the Patriots in 4 years, so he wouldn't be there anyway.
okay.
We're treading on some deep.
Yeah.
on some deep.
Teddy Bruschi wasn't there, so you gotta think if you're Tom Brady, Teddy Bruschi, and Aaron Hernandez, you gotta be a really fucked up individual to not show up and meet the president after. Well, Tom Brady said that he's got family issues that showed up. So prayers out to him. I know his mom was kind of sick during the Super Bowl, so I hope everything is with Tom Brady's all right because he's a fucking hero. Teddy Bruschi, he hasn't played for the Patriots in a while. So I think he was over at ESPN just kind of covering the event. Aaron Hernandez, no fucking excuse why he shouldn't have been there. This guy, he's kind of, ever since he was in college with Urban Meyer, he was kind of a piece of shit. He wasn't showing up to practices.
He started murdering
he was
people.
always late. And then with Belichick, I'm surprised he pulls a move like this and doesn't show up to the White House. I'm surprised at this move by Aaron Hernandez. It's sick that he didn't show up today. I hope whatever he was doing was better than showing up to the White House.
Well,
to meet Donald Trump.
If I can interject here, Dan, if I may.
Yeah.
I mean, when a guy does something like this, it's incorrigible, to tell you the truth. And honestly, he's dead to me.
Sick. It's sick.
It's, yeah, truly.
And Donnie and Tom are friends,
And,
so it
as well as
surprises me.
Coach Bill. So
Coach Bill. But,
it was okay that Tom wasn't there. Like I said, family issues.
But Aaron could have met him for the first time, and he chose not to.
That's what I'm saying.
Really
dude.
closed-minded.
You've
thinking.
always got a choice, and it seems like he made the wrong.
It's almost
one.
like his brain wasn't working at all.
You've always got a choice, and it seems like he made the wrong one when he decided to not go to the White House today. We'll see developing news on why Aaron Hernandez missed the White House visit today. So let's throw it over to Mike.
No, hold on. In all seriousness, my thoughts and prayers go out to the people Aaron Hernandez has harmed. But I will say I don't feel anything for this scumbag killing himself. He went out like a fucking
Wait, he
coward.
killed himself?
I thought he got murdered.
You know what? I'm just saying.
I was still
in a
going
tone
along
of
with the story.
seriousness.
I was still.
I was saying in a tone of seriousness.
I'm well aware that he killed himself.
Yeah,
we did.
no,
Okay.
there was some jokes in there, but but my thoughts and prayers out to the people he's harmed. But Aaron Hernandez is a scumbag, and I don't feel anything.
No.
You killed people, and then you took the coward's way out.
Yeah.
But
Moving
but
on.
I need
That was
to
pretty
say
funny.
that.
That was
I
pretty
need to
funny.
say that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
That was pretty funny.
So there's a script being worked out because the original Weekend at Bernie's is a big hit, but why isn't there a female version of Weekend at Bernie's? So
It's
now
just,
there is a script being worked out for a female female Weekend at Bernie's, and the dead female will be named Bonnie, and it'll be played by Melissa McCarthy, and it'll be titled Weekend at Bonnie's. What are your guys' thoughts? Are you excited to see that the women are finally getting what they want with this project?
Well, I mean,
I feel like she would actually do that. I feel like they'd actually do that, but
the first thought.
it's pretty sick that they already don't have a Weekend at Bonnie's, I think. I mean, obviously it'll be another classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so strong to see Melissa McCarthy just tackling these barriers. But I mean, we're talking about thoughts and prayers in the last news story. My thoughts and prayers go out to the young men that have to carry her throughout this film. I mean, that's you talk about someone.
No,
who's,
they're two females.
Two females.
Two
well,
females.
even more than that's going to be a hard thing to do.
who's rumored for the other one?
They don't have, just Melissa McCarthy is signed on right now.
All right.
Okay.
Leslie Jones might be involved,
Oh. Okay. That
and the rest of the Ghostbusters crew, I think, might be making.
okay. That makes a difference there.
But yeah,
because
do you guys-
because that Ghostbusters film was fantastic. All women Ghostbusters. That was a great film.
Great idea.
That was a great idea. I'm glad they're doing the same thing here with Weekend at Bernie's. I'm sure it's going to be a great film. I'm excited to see it. I'm ready to laugh because it's probably going to be so funny. So we'll see what's going on forward.
Weekend at Bonnie's.
Yeah.
Dan, just golly gosh, what can I say? I'm dazzled to hear that Melissa McCarthy is going to be just tackling this role, and I mean, let's have our fingers crossed to see a Ghostbusters crossed over with Weekend at Bonnie's. I mean, if Bonnie's dead, that means that she's a ghost, right?
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
No,
Mind
here's
blown.
the thing.
That's definitely their
now.
plan.
Then Melissa McCarthy is Christopher Walken. She's playing multiple roles at the same time. This whole thing, that's awesome. And
I don't know if that's their plan. Could be.
well, it's got to be, with all the technology and the dual roles going on with Christopher Walken's whole movie universe. I think Melissa McCarthy can do it. She's a very talented, very funny actress.
I think she's the funniest actress ever. I think she's the funniest person ever.
Yeah,
She is such a wide variety of roles.
Yeah. I'll say. How would we like another news story? We're gonna move on to this one.
Let's move past
All right.
the Weekend at Bonnie's.
Okay. I was really excited. I saw this one this morning while I was having breakfast. James Franco is set to reprise his role as Aaron Ralston in a sequel to 127 Hours. It is titled 128 Hours. And so the idea is that this is going to be like a spiritual successor of the original. And so James Franco, playing Aaron Ralston yet again, already lost the arm from the first one. He's out traveling because he doesn't let, a bad accident stop his life. So he's out traveling again through the American Southwest. And yet again, another incident happened with a boulder. And
Is it the same boulder?
it might be, for all we know. I don't know.
There's no way it's the same boulder.
He might be stuck under Melissa
It's a
McCarthy. I don't know.
boulder.
Oh, it's a boulder. It's a boulder from space.
No,
That'd be a meteor, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, right.
And so he's traveling through the American Southwest. He gets the boulder stuck on the other arm, and so he has to escape, or he's gonna meet certain death. It's another survival situation.
I think this movie has got to be an arm shorter than the first one because, I'd say with that situation happening, you'd have to install like a really sharp knife on your like claw hand, and
maybe
because you got to be ready to be cutting off limbs at any time if you do it once.
Is Danny Boyle returning to direct?
Yeah, I believe so, and it's exciting with Danny Boyle because they were saying that
means the project has legs.
They were saying that
not an arm though.
They were saying that they were going to make this in terms of like them talking to the studios, they were going to be very hands off with this one. With him, and it's going to be a more art focused film. I mean, they kind of dabbled with it in the original, but it was still more of a marketable movie. But now this one, I think it has some potential to be really arty.
So when you were pitching this story, I couldn't wrap my head around it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, this is clearly a cash grab. Franco's just looking for money. But now that Danny Boyle's in, I buy it 100%.
Yeah.
It's clearly Franco's involved. Now, will he actually be chopping his arm off? That's
another thing. They might use a stunt double. I'm not sure how dedicated he is.
Maybe they'll go to Day-Lewis before he takes his legs off.
That might be smart. That might be smart. But I'm excited.
Anything can happen.
I'm excited.
Dan, are you buying this idea?
Am I buying the 128 hours? Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of the first film. I'd give an arm and a leg
oh my God.
to go see a sequel. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's up in the snow. Maybe he's up in the mountains. So maybe we get just a tad bit scenery, but. I'm such a fan of the first film. I just hope it's the exact same, but with
almost
the other
shot for shot.
Yeah, but with the other arm.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even gotten a trailer yet, so it's just been announced.
Anything that has Franco drinking his own piss gets me in there.
Yeah, and then almost jerking off. But now he's got to think about doing it with his little fucking claw.
This could be an exotic film.
Yeah.
I'm excited to say the least. Yeah. Let's move into our next story here. Who wants to take this one?
This is me here.
Okay.
So it's just been announced by Marvel and Disney that in the upcoming Avengers Infinity Wars film, all of the Avengers will be gay. To avoid being problematic and to kind of, accept everybody into the Marvel and Disney universe to make everybody feel welcome. They're just going to change around some of the character qualities and make the Avengers gay. And, this is something that's been going on a lot. It's received a lot of speculation, but I think it's the right thing to do. It's 2017, so this is a right move to just make Avengers gay. Everybody should be gay. It's great.
I'll tell you what, if they don't have because I want them to take the two biggest playboys I can think of, Star-Lord and Tony Stark. I need a gay sex scene.
Yeah, of course, it's gonna happen.
That'll be some big arcs for them that they've been in the closet this whole time. I need that to happen. I don't even want that much action in this movie.
They're also saying that Brie Larson as Captain Marvel will be the first transgender superhero. So there's going to be a lot of dick swapping going around.
Okay.
It's going to be a fun film, and very
it's for the kids,
very accepting. It's for kids to learn, about all the gay stuff that's going on.
You had it.
I haven't said a lot since you kind of briefed us on this, but I mean, geez, I'm really speechless. I think this was a progressive move by Marvel. They've always kind of been setting the bar for Hollywood, and I think this is gonna. I think every character in movies should be gay. Why not?
You just got to say this film is going to be, it's going to pass with flying colors.
I hope they don't handle it like LeFou, because LeFou was really subdued and they didn't highlight it. I want this to be the focal point of the movie.
Well,
They don't even need to save Earth.
The problem
No.
with LeFou is that they made him a developed character and really went into making him more than his sexuality. But
Yeah.
I want to see Marvel make the characters defined by their sexuality. I don't want them to be people. I just want them to be gay.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to say the least. Do we have any other news stories?
No, that's all they have right now, but I'm sure there's going to
Okay.
be a lot going forward, as it is Marvel and Disney. So we'll just keep our eyes out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And pants off.
Yeah.
Eyes out and pants off.
Do you guys have any other stories here?
No, I can't. No.
That's it for now.
I hope we didn't offend too many people, but
Gives a fuck.
Yeah,
If
that's
you're
a good-
offended, don't listen to this podcast. Go fucking listen to NPR or something.
that's a good point.
Fair enough.
All right. What else is on the agenda? This is the
So-
end of the fake news. Now we're going to be serious, okay?
Well,
Well, I
Well,
mean,
kind of.
sort of.
Going off the gay thing.
Yeah. Our main topic today is a topic most unusual, and
I don't know. Fucking hurt.
one thing I love about Hollywood is the handsome men. And I'm a straight male, but it takes a real honest man to be able to look at another charming, good-looking guy and say, hey, I appreciate that. And so I want to dedicate today's topic to all the charming and handsome men out there. So what we're doing today is we're going to be presenting and kind of making a case for Hollywood's most handsome men. We each
the
have,
Handsome Man Club is we're calling it.
yes, and
HMC.
yes, for short.
That's the acronym.
And we're going to be pitching out 3 each here today. And we're just going to be, making a case for what about them is handsome. I think there's a few kind of different qualities that makes a man really handsome. It's not about just being hot. That's a big part of it.
We got it. What defines handsome, Ryan? So we got to understand this. You can't just say, "Oh, Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman." Yes, they win sexiest man of the year, but something else constitutes handsome.
That's a great question, Mike. And so to me, being a true handsome male, we've never met these men, but you can only guess the way they handle themselves from watching interviews and things like that. And so I think a truly handsome male is not only one who looks good, but one who handles himself correctly in interviews, one who is charming, one who kind of lures you in.
Lights up the screen.
That's right. And you're always excited to see him. And so it's not about who's hottest. That's not what this is. This is a discussion about who is a genuine, charming, handsome man. All right? The ground rules making sense here?
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to start us off then?
All right, I'll start it off. This guy, he's been big in the acting scene over the last, a little bit. I'd say about 7 years.
Okay.
But he has been on the screen before that. He's from Massachusetts and around the Boston area. I'd say my first guy is Chris Evans,
Oh,
Okay.
Captain America. He's just great guy. He's great on screen as the first ever full cinematic Captain America. He used to be Human Torch. And he's just got those piercing baby blue eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris Evans, great guy. From Boston. He's got the baby blue eyes. He got incredibly jacked for the Captain America role. And he still gives back to kids. He's still able to, go in and meet kids. I see him go to
take these down.
kids' hospitals and visits them in his Captain America outfit and everything like that. So just really nice guy. I feel like, Chris Evans is a guy who, before he got really jacked, might have been in the friend zone in high school. But now he's a guy that you can really appreciate.
I thought you were going Ben Affleck when I first heard that, or Matt Damon.
Oh, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I really like that pitch. He seems like a really good guy in the interviews, and he seems like a dude who really appreciates where he is, and you don't see that enough in Hollywood. But yeah,
I concur.
yeah.
Do you concur?
I concur.
All right. What's next?
I'll go for my.
We'll go around the table.
I'll go
again.
for my first pitch here. So this man's very near and dear to me. John Hamm. John Hamm. For those that don't know, and most people don't know, I love John Hamm. I have a headshot of John Hamm framed on my nightstand. I love John Hamm. Okay, and
Went to Mizzou.
he went to Mizzou. That's where we are. We go to the University of Missouri in Columbia, and so I think he's a really handsome guy because you watch interviews with him and he's always just smiling and he lures you in with
his eyes are always glossed,
smoldering eyes.
You ever notice that?
Yeah,
he always looks stoned.
yeah, and
he does
a little bit actually. But he always kind of, the way he kind of carries himself, he almost kind of, you get the sense that he knows what's going on in the room. He knows how to work the room, and something about that is hella handsome.
All you got to do is watch one episode of Mad Men of him taking a drag of a cigarette.
Yeah,
and that'll sell you immediately.
And so I'm in love. I rest my case.
Thanks for confessing.
With John Hamm?
Yeah.
He was on my list as well, Ryan.
Okay.
And but I'm gonna he's probably gonna make the list, but we'll see. But I took him off because I didn't want to have the same ones as you.
That's
now
fair.
The first one I'm gonna go with is a highly acclaimed Mexican actor who you can find in the Heineken commercials. One Benicio del Toro.
Ooh,
and you think of guys you want to party with. I think of Benicio del Toro. That guy, you can tell, gets the women. Oh, yeah. He just walks into a room and he's got that hair that it seems like he can put in any style and it'll work.
Yeah.
You know, he can slick it back, he can spike it up. He was in Sicario as a hitman, which was filmed to be a dirty movie, and he was still handsome in it.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Oh my god.
So I think, Benicio del Toro is 100% a handsome man,
and he's not Antonio Banderas. We got to get that across.
No.
Yeah,
they look exactly alike.
One's a much better actor too.
Yeah.
Benicio's a much better actor.
Antonio Banderas was
Zorro,
Puss in Boots.
Too much.
He was also the dad in Spy Kids.
They try to make Benicio ugly in Guardians of the Galaxy with all that makeup and shit as the Collector, and you could just tell his face is still trying to get out there. It's still working.
They can't hide it.
No,
they can't hide
That's
it.
a handsome man right there.
Who's your next handsome man, Dan?
Well, my next handsome man is was America's sweetheart for a while. I'd say throughout the 2000s. He played two of the most loved characters in separate universes and films. Going Orlando Bloom on this one. Going Orlando Bloom. He, of course, was Will Turner in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and he was also Legolas in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit franchise. So,
him and Leo are very good friends.
Yes. So, Orlando Bloom, here's the thing. Guy can go mustache, no mustache. Guy can go beard, no beard. But he's still got those gorgeous brown eyes. He can put his hair back into a ponytail, whether it's blonde like an elf or black like a swashbuckling pirate. This guy's got a great smile. This guy kind of hangs low. You know, he kind of goes from movie to movie, and you're just like, what's Orlando Bloom up to? Well, I'll tell you what he's up to.
He's being handsome.
He's being handsome, and he's being a great guy. Another charitable guy. He's very into charity. He does a lot of work. But really, he's still going. Will Turner's going to make an appearance in the latest Pirates film. And I'm very excited to see him.
I'll also say his counterpart in the new Pirates, when he doesn't have a terrible haircut in No Country for Old Men and he's not CGI'd in the new Pirates, Javier Bardem's also a very handsome individual.
Yeah.
That case can be made, but
not in No Country for Old Men.
No. He looks like a ghost.
Yeah. Ghost.
How
Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, Whoopi Goldberg, Ghost.
Never seen it.
It's great.
Good.
It's
Check
great
it out.
movie. Yeah.
Now, how is he in interviews? I've honestly never watched any with him.
He has a dick pic.
Oh,
I
yeah?
haven't seen it. I've heard about it.
I haven't seen it either.
I've heard guys hung as a horse.
All right,
Well, congratulations.
I'm just saying.
we don't need to get into that.
No.
Fuck. Move on. I don't want to
Okay,
talk about.
okay.
Fuck Jesus. All right.
My next. Hey, we're moving on.
Come on.
My next handsome man comes from the great continent of Australia. We know him famously from the playing.
Fuck. That was my third one.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't check over?
I'll figure it out.
That means he'll make the list probably.
Okay.
Multiple people
All right.
have him.
We know him as Wolverine in all the X-Men movies. Jesus, he's in Les Miserables. Very good in that. Oh my
Is that
god.
how you say it?
Yeah, that's how the Frenchies say it.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's
It's
not
a good
Les
movie.
Miserables.
Good movie. It's fucking long.
The miserables. The miserable people.
No, but I guess they say Les Miserables. I
They do.
just,
say
They
Les-
do. They
Les-
do.
I
They
just
do.
say
Move-
Les
Keep going.
Mis.
and so Hugh Jackman, while also
Huge jacked man.
I was just gonna get into that. He's incredibly physically focused. He gets in incredible shape for all his roles, but that's not his defining trait. You see, whenever you watch an interview with Hugh Jackman, he's a real family man, and you could tell he really loves being able to please large audiences like that. He loves the craft of acting. He returns to the stage often and just plays weird roles a lot.
He has
actually,
skin cancer. Do you
What?
know that?
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
It's like an on and off thing he's got going. It's not
Hey.
serious, but he always been.
Well, you know what? Let's pray it doesn't get him. But that's my pitch. Hugh Jackman.
Can't get him. It heals as quick as it destroys.
That's right. He's Wolverine. I keep forgetting.
Even with that goofy haircut and those fucking sideburns,
Yeah.
handsome
Oh,
man
you love it.
is Logan. But yeah,
Yeah. Mike, who's your next guy?
Jesus, got to work this pen and paper around. Who is my next guy? Bradley Cooper
Ooh.
is my next guy.
Handsome.
He might have a large nosh. His nose is a little big, but it works for him. It works for him.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And besides his haircut, which is probably a wig in American Hustle, very handsome man. Also, from every interview I've seen with him, whether it's about American Sniper, whether it's about the one movie he did called Burnt or something, he's always excited about his projects, but he's always thanking other people that he's working with. So he's very humble too, which I think is an underrated characteristic. He's a very humble man. He seems very down to earth. Again, we don't know these people, but this is what it seems like. And a couple of years ago, before he started getting the short hair, when you had a hangover Bradley Cooper with the slick back hair, again, he rocks it, man. And Bradley Cooper, handsome man.
Yes.
He looks good in like most movie roles he's in. So
He looks great as Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy as well. Just so goddamn
he
handsome.
let his hair grow out for that. I thought it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. Like it's rare in a role that they will like make him look physically unattractive, and I don't
Yeah.
know if that's intentional or they just can't.
Maybe he just looks great.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
That's probably it.
All right. I gotta go honorable mention here.
Okay.
I gotta go honorable mention
That's fair.
before I get into my third. Honorable mention is not an actor. I just have to say that Karl Malone, former NBA player for the Utah Jazz, invented handsome. Karl Malone is the Michael Jordan of handsome NBA players.
Seen that mustache on that man?
Oh my God, he's
I've never
great.
seen this guy.
He is the second all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Played the majority of his career with the Utah Jazz. Finished his last year with the Los Angeles Lakers, but probably the greatest power forward of all time. But Tim Duncan gets kind of put ahead of him because of rings. But Tim Duncan's not handsome. Karl Malone invented the handsome, but
He made bald cool.
yeah. Well, Michael Jordan made ball cool,
Well,
actually.
Okay, I'm talking.
But Karl Malone,
we're talking
Karl Malone
handsome. We're talking
is
being handsome.
the Michael Jordan of handsome NBA players.
From a completely unbiased and neutral perspective, just looking him up for the first time ever, that guy's a tall drink of water. I'll tell
Oh
you what.
yeah, he's 6'10".
Oh my God.
But here's the thing. Like you take one look at him, you probably he is a bayou boy, dude. He lives on his own piece of land down in Louisiana and fishes and hunts and just does all this
He's
crazy
awesome.
shit. He is a cool guy, man. I love Karl Malone, but
Honorable mention.
he's the honorable mention. Just got to say because he invented handsome.
No, I love it.
in terms of the NBA. But this guy invented handsome. This guy came out of the womb handsome. There was no development going on. And this guy was born on May 6th, 1961.
Oh, Jesus.
This guy,
Johnny Depp.
no, this guy is George Clooney. George Clooney invented handsome. George Clooney is a very, very handsome man. He's gone with the gray hair look for a very long time, and he's pulled it off. Great brown eyes, great smile, very humble, very honest individual in his interviews. He nearly ruined Batman, but in everything else that he's in, George Clooney steals the show. I love him in Men Who Stare at Goats. I love him in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oceans.
Love Oceans. George Clooney. Just absolutely fantastic. And he went not married for a very long time, but then he met some woman who was just like, she's like not famous or something like that. She's like not famous.
But Jamal or something like
Yeah.
that. George Clooney makes me strive to have gray hair. That's how good he
Like
makes
that guy
gray
makes
hair
gray
look.
hair cool, man. Like
Well,
George Clooney is the guy.
He's not afraid to let the world know who he is. You know, he doesn't need to diet. He's comfortable. And that's handsome. That's handsome.
And
right
what a
there.
voice, man. Like his voice, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
No, I couldn't agree more.
I want like George Clooney. Like a lot of people would say, hey, I want Morgan Freeman to narrate my life. Like George Clooney narrating my life would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. My next pitch.
We do need to talk about Mr. Paul Newman. I know you
Yeah.
had some choice words about it, so
I mean, if we're doing honorable mentions here,
mentions, yeah.
I wanted to.
Paul Newman has like the greatest blue eyes of all time.
Yeah, I think even in old age, Paul Newman carried that handsome.
Even
Charming being his most prominent feature.
Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
It's all good.
even when he was Doc Hudson in Cars,
Yeah,
one of his final roles, he still had those beautiful blue eyes,
even as a car.
even as a car. No, look at Doc Hudson. I swear to God,
he does.
Yeah,
Yeah, they gave him the blue eyes.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah. No, but I would say Paul Newman. And Jesus, you guys reminded me. I'm just gonna throw out a Patrick Swayze. Don't forget him. But
As Bodie. And
yeah, my next and final pitch.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
Swayze,
R.I.P.
yeah.
My next and final pitch is that of Idris Elba. I want to say, what would you guys say for like most famous roles Idris Elba's had?
He's in The Wire.
Okay.
His most he's in Prometheus, Beasts of No Nation. I mean, you can name a lot of things that
He's
he
been
would
in a
be
lot of
famous
things.
for. Yes,
He was in that movie Obsessed with Beyonce.
I heard that wasn't.
I
good.
remember that.
No, that was Morris Chestnut.
Huh?
That was more. That was Morris
Oh. I
Chestnut.
I thought it was Idris Elba.
No, Idris was in No Good Deed, which was like a horror movie or something. But anyway, continue.
But
about
Idris Elba, I was mentioning a lot throughout this whole topic. Interviews are a huge deal, and every time you
No, it's
watch it,
definitely Idris Elba.
Okay.
Idris Elba plays it cool every time. It's like he's known the person for years, and they're just meeting for a nice chat. You know, Idris Elba is a man who's comfortable, and being comfortable allows you to be confident, and this man carries that. You know, and so I think he's awesome. He's not only confident but a beautiful man. Never forget, and even in The Office, when he wore tame,
I was gonna say, did you
loose-fitting
not say
clothing,
He was Charles in The Office.
he was Charles in The Office,
Yeah.
and even in that, like he carried his shit, you know.
He again, Ryan. Until you presented this, Idris was on my list as well. Idris Elba, I've followed his career very closely. When he got into his 40s is when he got most handsome because, like Clooney, he made gray hair kind of cool. He's got a grayish black beard, and I would agree 100%. He, when I watch interviews, plays it very cool, and the women, the females go insane when this guy is anywhere. Like, this guy is the definition of handsome. That British accent he has,
Yeah.
very clear, very easy to listen to. He's the man. And also a chameleon into any role he gets into. But I would, again, agree with Idris Elba. But my honorable mention, if we were doing this, I would say 4 years ago, I would have had Matthew McConaughey on the list. But
Well,
since
you got-
Dallas
you got,
Buyers Club, he looks like not the same. He looks kind of like gaunt, and he's never gained that weight back like that. He had kind of like I wouldn't say he was like like very muscular, but he had definitely a toned physique, and now he seems very gaunt and like he's never gotten back to true form. He just looks older now.
I just say any man who's ever been in a Christopher Nolan film is like handsome. Like Guy Pearce back in in Memento.
Yeah.
Obviously Christian Bale. Hugh Jackman's been in
Prestige.
Yeah. Heath Ledger, late Heath Ledger.
Yeah. Tom Hardy.
Matthew McConaughey himself. And then going forward here, we've got Harry Styles going to be in Dunkirk. So a lot of handsome going on. Christopher Nolan bears a resemblance to myself from certain angles in certain pictures.
A little bit.
Yeah. Certain angles in certain pictures, like he looks like me. It's kind of weird. It spooked me out. I saw this video of him like explaining the plot of Memento, and like I was just like, that looks like fucking me. I'm kind of scared about it, but it's whatever. He's my favorite director. It's kind of cool.
Mike?
Again, I had nothing else to say on McConaughey, and anytime we talk about Christopher Nolan, that's cool. My final one, which because a couple of Ryan and I had similar ones, and I just wanted to mix it up, to the counterpart to George Clooney would be Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt has been handsome for a very long time. Again, movies like Fury, they try to make him look grizzled and old and distraught, and they can't, because anytime you put Brad Pitt on screen, he's going to look good. Now, he is aging a little bit. I think he's in his mid-50s. But I would just throw that out there as one final guy who is a handsome man.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I concur.
But that's our list.
Now that we have our list all listed out here, as you do with a list, are we going to be compiling this into a top
5?
Top 5.
And so how we'll do this is whoever gets 2 votes is in.
Okay.
So we'll run now. We already have a couple because Ryan and I.
So we've got 3 in.
You had Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
You and Ryan had Hugh Jackman. So Hugh Jackman is in the Handsome Club.
And then who's our 2 other guys that are automatically in?
John Hamm.
Okay.
Because you and I both had
agreed.
him. Would you be okay with that, Dan?
Fuck yeah.
He's a handsome guy.
I was
And
just trying to
Idris
think
Elba.
of 3 that like you guys had.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba for sure. Okay, but then that leaves us 2 more that we have to vote on here.
Now,
I gotta go Clooney. I can't say not Clooney. Clooney's fucking the man.
I wouldn't disagree with George Clooney.
Yeah.
I'll go for George Clooney.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
my final proposition is Benicio del Toro.
I'm going to
What?
disagree and say Brad Pitt.
I'd say Brad Pitt as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think Pitt was going to get in there, actually. I just threw him in as the last
I
one.
forgot about him.
All
Tell you the
right.
truth.
So our list is... Hold on. I got to finish writing this stuff.
Sure.
I'm losing my mind.
In no
a little
particular order. These
Yeah.
are just the guys that got multiple votes.
So we will give our shout outs, though, to Bradley Cooper, Orlando Bloom, Benicio del Toro, and Chris Evans as the guys who didn't make the top handsome man list.
Yeah.
If it was a top 10, they'd be in there. But no, this is top 5. This is the elite of the handsome men.
Oh, yeah.
In no particular order, we have Hugh Jackman, John Hamm, Idris Elba, George Clooney, and Brad Pitt. Guys, this is a fantastic list.
So if any of those 5 want to come onto the show and talk about our list, talk about why they are handsome, feel free to come on. This is the creatively challenged, unofficial, official top 5 in no particular order handsome man list.
Yeah. I'd love for any of them to come on and like tell us how they do it.
I'd
That'd
love
be
to get like
nice.
an artwork of this.
Yeah.
Of like creatively challenged handsome men list, and it's got like great pictures.
It's
of
the
all guys.
unofficial, official, creatively challenged podcast in no particular order top 5 handsome man's list.
Yeah. I couldn't be more proud of this, to
All
tell
right,
you the
get
truth.
that down.
We worked on this.
Yeah,
we did. We thought about it.
We had
and-
pitches ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all right, that's our main topic for this week. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to add?
It's gonna be rough. We're gonna be gone for a week and a half or so. We'll fucking figure it out.
figure it out.
We
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
But our next show, I believe we were going to bring back our villains bracket, which we haven't talked about for a while.
Love to do that.
A couple of, Mike gets sick. I'm gone for a wedding. For our last 2 shows, we're unable to kind of follow up on what we were going to do a couple weeks ago. So I think next week is a good week to bring out the villains bracket.
Maybe gives us some time to watch a couple movies too.
Yeah.
Maybe Dan and I can compile the bracket by the end of the weekend too, so we can like pass it along and we can maybe just know what we got to see up until Saturday or whenever we decide to see it. Our next movie review will be The Lost City of Z.
It's a lesser known film by a wider audience, but I'm excited to talk about it.
Tom Holland's in it. He's the guy who's Spider-Man now. So just that's the movie we're seeing.
Yeah, deal with it. We're gonna review it. So, I want to thank our listeners for letting us get weird and talk about handsome men. It's one of my favorite topics. Any other thoughts?
Go kiss that nightstand of John Hamm. Good night.
I always do.
Final thoughts. Thanks for listening. It's good to be back this week. I miss being behind the mic. Show us some love on all the social media and everything. Tell your friends, and we'll see you next week.
All right. That's this week's podcast. Remember to rate and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're on YouTube as well. If you could throw us a subscription, that'd be great. Links will be in the description. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter as well. And as always, thank you for listening.
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Blue, blue, blue.